Hey, brothers and sisters. Today's May 24th, 2024. And I had these are some words I heard in the Spirit from the Lord on October 22nd of 2023. And I heard in the Spirit upon awakening, compliance of international warfare protection. So this came out today. Israel ordered to immediately halt Rafah offensive by top UN court. Israel is unlikely to comply with the order, which the International Court of Justice has no power to enforce, but the landmark ruling will pile pressure on the increasingly isolated U.S. ally. The International Court of Justice on Friday ordered Israel to immediately halt its military assault on Rafah, the city in southern Gaza, where more than 1 million people had sought refuge in dire conditions. The top United Nations court cited an immediate risk to Palestinians, noting that more than 800,000 people have been forced to flee Rafah since Israeli forces began ground operations in an area that has once been declared a safe zone. Judge Nawaf Salam, president of the ICJ, said Israel has failed to sufficiently address and dispel concerns raised by its offensive, all while the catastrophic living conditions of Palestinians in the Strip had deteriorated further. Israel is unlikely to comply with the order, which the ICJ has no power to enforce, but the landmark ruling will pile pressure on the increasingly isolated U.S. ally. Israel has indicated it would not accept a court order to end the war against Hamas. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was meeting with legal advisors to review the ruling. An Israeli official told NBC News shortly after it was issued. Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid also criticized the ruling on X, saying the court had not made a connection between the fighting in Rafah and the return of Israeli hostages. Hamas, meanwhile, welcomed the decision, saying it expected the ICJ to issue a similar decision for the whole of the Gaza Strip and not just Rafah. Defying mounting international outrage over the humanitarian crisis in the enclave, the Israeli military has pressed ahead with the deadly offensive it launched in the wake of Hamas's October 7th attacks. Talks for a ceasefire have stalled, despite pressure at home for Netanyahu to secure the release of hostages still held in Gaza. Judge Salam on Friday also reiterated the ICJ's concerns for the safety of hostages held in Gaza and called for their immediate and unconditional release. The ICJ's order follows an urgent plea by South Africa as part of its ongoing case at the court based in The Hague, Netherlands, accusing Israel of genocidal acts in its months-long assault on Gaza, a charge both Israel and the United States has denied. The case will likely take years to resolve, but South Africa sought interim orders to protect Palestinians. Friday's ruling comes just days after the International Criminal Court's, ICC, chief prosecutor applied for arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, as well as Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar and others over alleged war crimes. So just wanted to share that with you guys. The Lord shows us things before they come to pass, so that when they do, we will know that it was Him that told us these things. Believe on Him today. Jesus died in your place for the remission of all of your sins. He was buried and rose again on the third day for your justification before God. Just believe in what He paid for in full on the cross. He who knew no sin became sin for us and nailed it to the cross forever. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself saved. You cannot earn your salvation. You cannot keep yourself He's the one that keeps us and presents us faultless before God. He keeps us from falling and presents us faultless before God. Love you guys. Hold fast.